Hey there, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. Happy New Year to you. Welcome to 2023. It is the year where we put our actions in alignment with our intentions, and we are unstoppable, especially when you have the North Node moving into your sign. So no matter what you hear this year and from any tarot reader, I want you to really stay focused on what you put out into the world is what you're going to get back. What you focused intention actions on is what you're going to draw and attract to you. And I feel like Spirit's really doubling down with that information this week. So your overall energy you have is the sacred pool. The sacred pool is like the mirror. And it says what you put out into the world is reflected back to you. So if you put out into the world hard work and optimism and positive attitudes, that's what you receive back. You are the manifester of your own reality in general. That's true, but this year in particular, with the North Node moving into your sign, and this year being a year of bringing everything into alignment. So this is about working smarter, not harder. This is about really being focused on what you want and to manifest everything you can. You have a great reading. Oh my God, you have a great reading. Okay, so I just got done doing Sag, and I'm like, oh, you have the best reading. Yours rivals theirs. For so many reasons, there's so much here. But it comes down to, what are you going to feed? So you're going to either feed the dragon of joy and laughter and positivity, or you're going to feed the dragon of negativity and low vibrational energy. You get to choose. Every day, every minute, everything we do, we choose what we're going to feed. And we feed it with our thoughts, and our thoughts become our feelings, and what you feel, you make real. So what are you going to do? It's totally 100% up to you. Everything is. So here we have the card of alchemy. You have the card of alchemy, which is temperance. This is understanding that you can take two things and you move them together, and you use your magical powers, and you manifest, and you create something that you desire. Okay? And it's a card of balance. It's understanding that what you put in, you get out. The sacred pool says what you put in, you get out. The energy and the effort you put in is what you get out. And so if you choose to view the world as it's super competitive and everybody's coming after me and I can't trust anybody, then the world will reflect that back to you. If instead you choose to think of things as life is an adventure, I'm always learning and growing, there's so much fun, I can't wait to see what's around the corner. And even when what's around the corner is something you're like, whoa, oh, whoa, but okay, and then you just keep moving. Right? And it's really up to you and your attitude, what your experience in life is. And so here, the key to your situation is you have the Five of Wands and the Page of Swords. Working smarter, not harder. Like they're scrambling over each other and they're trying to get to the top there and reach for something, when she's just like doing the research and getting great ideas coming into her, and she's walking with confidence in a very balanced way. She's balancing her way over a rough spot, right? There's nothing under there. She's on a little thin line between two cliffs, right? But she's focused on what does she need to know, and what are the ideas, and one foot in front of the other. And here they're scrambling all over each other to get to the top. They're fighting to be on top. What do you want to do? It's 100% up to you. These cards here are cards that say you have all of the power. It is within your grasp, and your choices and your decisions manifest your reality. So in the area of seeking information and guidance, we have the moon. And in this card, this is like being really overwhelmed by your fears. So if that's what you want to focus on, you're going to manifest them. What action should you be taking? The Ten of Cups. Focusing on the fact that there's a rainbow after the storm. This is joy, this is happiness, this is emotional satisfaction and completion. You can bring in what you want. So you can either focus on feeding the fear or focus on feeding the love. There's really just two major emotions in life, fear and love. Your self-confidence comes from your love of yourself. When you learn to love yourself and appreciate the fact that, oh, you didn't get that right, really? That's okay, honey. You'll do better next time because look what you learned. Isn't that how you would talk to your kids? Don't you tell your kids that you love them, that it's okay to make mistakes, right? And if you don't, you should. But that's the energy that you need to talk to yourself, because many of us didn't have parents that did that, right? So we do it for ourselves. I think you've been feeling a little beat up, a little tired, a little exhausted, a little overwhelmed, because we have the Strength card in the area of what's been draining your resources, but also because it's a lion shape-shifting into the lamb, or the lamb shape-shifting into the lion, I also feel like it's been about trying to stay peaceful and calm when you just really want to, tell the world what you're thinking, right? And so how do you transform the situation? It is standing up for yourselves, but it's standing up for yourself by being confident. She's not listening to what other people are saying. She's centered and secure in herself. She's staying balanced, the card of balance. She's staying balanced, and she's focusing on the future, on what she wants to manifest and what she wants to create. And she's not paying attention to all the crap that's coming at her down here at the Seven of Wands. Lots of energy coming at her, but she knows who she is. She knows what she wants. She's balanced. She is at peace within herself. And so a really good spiritual practice will be beneficial. Spiritual practice, you say? I don't have time for that. I don't know how to do that. I don't like meditating. It takes too much effort. It's my monkey mind. You can start with this. In the mornings, when you're in the shower, play some kind of soft meditative music, or something that makes you dance or makes you feel happy, but just music, not with words. Just let the music and the water, and just find the peace in it. So it should be something that's relaxing. Do that in the morning, or if you take a shower at night, do it at night. That 10-15 minutes that you give to yourself will help you find peace in the center, and will allow you to open up to ideas and insights coming from the universe. Water is really great for that. So, one of the biggest things that I did for myself was I claimed the bathroom. I took back the bathroom. It's not the place where you just dump all your dirty laundry and stuff. Like, everything has its place. I try to keep the counters clean. I burn candles and take baths in there. I make it as spa-like as I can, considering I live in an apartment with no windows in there, right? So it's a little bit of effort. I put a picture in there. I put a big old piece of artwork in there. There are things you can do, Do something that makes you feel pampered, that is your daily place that you go to be calm. That one place where you can shut the world out. And it's a lot easier to do that in the bathroom than anywhere else if you have a busy family. You have the Queen of Wands here in the area of where you are struggling. And so the Queen of Wands is a creative energy. This is your energy, right? And you've been struggling to feel creative, but I think it's because there's a lot of crap going on. And so you recharging your own batteries, you give into yourself, you nurturing yourself so that you can put out into the world your beautiful, joyful. I love about Aries how their optimism and their playfulness, and they're funny and they're clever and they're just a spark of joy. But it takes first giving to yourself first so that you feel that way. So what do you need to do to be creative again? And literally, it might be sitting down and just getting a coloring book and crayons and actually coloring in the evening and relaxing that way, because you're a fire sign, and fire signs, they're very creative. And if you don't have a creative outlet, it's like, so they're showing me like a dam where it has all these boulders, like a waterfall with all these boulders, and the more boulders that get in the way, the less creative water flows through. And so, doing something that's creative and fun, that re-energizes you. And you don't have to be you don't have to be artistic to use a coloring book and crayons. You know, you don't have to be artistic to put stickers in your planner. These are things you don't have to be really artistic to do, but they're our expression of creativity that allows you a couple minutes to unwind and just have some joy and fun. So bring those things back into your life, because in the area of resources, you have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups says, what are you passionate about? What are you interested in? What would you love? But this card also says you will increase your flow of abundance, resources in all of the areas of your life by choosing to love yourself. Because what you put out into the world is going to be reflected back to you. What you put out into the world is going to be reflected back to you. So feed the love. Feed the self-love, self-worth, self-esteem. In the heart space, we have the Magician. That says you have all the tools at your disposal. And look how grounded it is. He's sitting there and he's creating the magic from within. He's creating the magic within. And it's a reflecting pool. What he puts into this will be reflected back to him, the sacred pool. You'll notice how grounded these guys are. We got a Wands card that's sitting on the ground. We have the Magician sitting on the ground. We have the Temperance card sitting on the ground. Get out in nature, go for a walk. Take a little time to just literally sit down on the floor and take a few deep breaths at the end of the day or to start your day, whichever works for you. Just to find that spot. She's also sitting in meditation. But meditation, look, she's the only one who looks like she's meditating. This one is actively creating, this one is actively creating, this one is actively creating. So it's not necessarily about sitting quietly in meditation. I know that's hard when you're a fire sign. But it is about coming into the stillness in the center of who you are and finding the joy within and the calmness so you can reflect that out into the world. And so by loving yourself and giving to yourself and giving yourself that space. So say you have a really busy commute. When you get home, it is okay to find a place to park that's about 5 minutes from your house or something like that, and just, sit in the car for a few minutes and gather your thoughts and shift your energy from work to home. Shift your energy from I'm on the go. So maybe this is where you sit there for a couple minutes and you just, listen to your favorite music for a few minutes. And you allow yourself that space and that grace to just breathe. It's best if you find a public space to do this in. Maybe it could even be a parking lot, but if there's a little nature trail nearby or a park or something where you can just park in your car. If you can go for a quick walk, great. If you can't because it's the dead of winter, it doesn't matter. It's about finding that little space for yourself, that little oasis. And really just like 5-10 minutes, just enough to catch your breath. Give that to yourself. All right, so this week we have Venus moving into Aquarius. She's doing that on Monday. When I do the collective reading on Sunday, I'm actually going to pull cards for that. We've got the moon in Gemini later in the evening, and Tuesday and Wednesday. And that moon in Gemini, you actually have the card of initiation, taking some action, deciding what it is you want, and going for it. We have this third eye on here sitting there in the middle of the palm. I really think initiating, but look at all of this fiery energy here. It's initiating something that you're passionate about, that you're excited about, that you want to manifest and create. So think about what that is going to be, what it is that you want to do. And air feeds fire. Gemini moon feeds fire. And you're a fire sign. And then the moon is going to move into Cancer on its way to that full moon. We have a full moon on Friday night. Be on the lookout this week. I'm going to put out videos for each of the signs for the full moon. But there is this motivating, wanting to make a change, and then being willing to release something out into the world, energy that comes with that. And you have shared inspiration. You have initiation and shared inspiration. This card, where do you anchor your energy? I didn't even cover this. You have the 8 of Pentacles. But she is lighting a candle here of intention. So with this full moon, Light your candle of intention and see how there's a cycle to it. There's a nature to it. And this is also about showing up for yourself on the regular and the daily in order to create and manifest what you want to bring in. Throw yourself into a new project. Initiation. Queen of Wands. I mean, this new project could be that you decide you're going to repaint a room. It could be a work project. It could be, I don't know, whatever it is that you want to do, Aries, something new and different that just sparks up the creativity in you. Do it because you want to do it, because it would be fun, because it would be joy-filled. It may also be financially rewarding. That's beside the point. The real point here is the joy. Be willing to let go of time constraints and rules and really be aware of whatever fulfills your heart. It is about the joy. Finding the joy, right? In the area of resources, you have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, remember, it said, if you will open up that flow of creativity and that flow of joy and happiness, you're opening up the flow of abundance from the universe in all the areas. So this week, find something fun to do that's creative, that sparks you up, that gets that energy moving again. You have the card of beginnings and delight. Really, they can't say this anymore. Okay, the moon in Leo over the weekend. You know, there's some really dramatic energy that comes with this one. So this is a really good time to really throw yourself into, you know, something you want to do that's fun, that doesn't really necessarily require other people's cooperation. Because I do feel like that there's a possibility that this is a weekend. And you being a fire sign, I really feel the need to say this because of Mars retrograding, and he's like at a standstill practically. So his energy is all pent up before he goes direct on the 13th. And so be careful of throwing ultimatums out there that you aren't willing to follow through on. Don't use ultimatums as a test of love. That's ridiculous. Sometimes we get to a point where, no, if this change doesn't happen, I'm really done and I'm out of here. I don't see your energy like that here. So I really want you to be cautious that you don't say something that comes back to bite you in the butt. What you put out into the world comes back to you. If you need someone to prove to you that they love you, the question is, do you love yourself? So, beginnings. I cherish all the new cycles of my life, and I delight in everything in my world, and divine joy fills me. You have a chance this week to start 2023 off by choosing to create and to manifest for yourself things of joy, things that make you happy. Because when that's what you put out into the world, then it will be reflected back to you in all of the areas and the arenas of your life. It is the sacred pool. Your energy this year will be reflected back to you. So keep it high vibe. All right, you guys, you take really good care. I'm on Facebook every day. I'd love to see you there. And I will talk to you again soon.